Hey everybody, Joy here. It is Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. I've got a hair in my eyelashes, so I'll be winking at you a lot. So, yes, you saw me the other day throw this apron in the trash can. It wasn't that I didn't think I could fix it. I knew I could fix it somehow, cut it off, tie it around the waist, take it all in. It was a bad pattern, and I wanted to punish it, so it had to go in time out. That's my time out trash can. Did you notice, where is it? Did you notice that it's covered with fabric? It's covered with fabric inside and outside. So only paper and fabric go in here, okay? So from now on, we're gonna call that the time out bucket. I pulled it out of the trash this morning, and the first thing I did was I folded it in half down the center, and I took in a 5/8 inch or ½ inch seam. I don't even remember what, but I took a seam down the center front. See the seam in the middle now? That wasn't supposed to be there. Then I took the collars out of timeout and I put them on here. Then I threw the bad facing in the real garbage, and I made a new facing pattern right here. I made a new facing pattern. So now the facing fits and the collars are on. They're basted on, and it still goes under my arms. But I'm thinking I can just take it in on the sides, or I can just move the ties in. Move the ties in right here by the collars. You know, that might make sense. We'll figure out something. Okay, so let's talk about, let me show you something else I figured out to do. I didn't like that every time I tried to put my hands in my pocket, the pockets were going backwards. So, my lightning fast mind, I decided I was going to tack the pocket here and here. On the ends. Right now it's just pins, but I'm going to sew it so the pocket stays the direction it's supposed to go. You can still get your hand in it just fine. You know, you're not going to put the kitchen sink in it. Okay? So, I wanted to show you a gadget. There are so many inventions of things, including chopsticks were invented for this, to turn tubes. I don't like any of them. I have trouble with all of them. But I have this, and I swear I've got one of these that's bigger, but this is the only one I could find this morning. So, what you do is, I have my tube all made, right here, 5/8 inch, and yes, the seam allowances are 5/8 inch. One lady said, well, you should have known the seam allowances were 5/8 inch. Well, hello? What is that there for? What is that there for? And it's on the other page also. That's why I marked it. I thought it was so odd that the seam allowances were a ½ inch, and it says, use 1/2 inch seam allowances unless otherwise indicated. Now, the lady that told me that I should have known, would you please show me on here where it says 1/2 inch seam allowances except for the apron? Please, I'm serious. Will you show me? Okay, so let's turn this tube. Let's cut off the long strings down here at the tip. Okay, so what you do is, you take your tube and you put it on one side of this device. One side has a point, one side doesn't. I don't think it matters, except it's probably better to roll it on the side that doesn't have the point. Okay, so see there? See how it's on this side? Now we're simply going to move it over to this side. And when we do, it's going to turn it right side out. So we're going to poke it together, put it together, and then move it the other way. Now, it always takes a second or two to get it started when you're going back the other direction, but not much. See, isn't it easy? And this is kind of a long piece. I really like this method. I need to get it all the way down to the bottom because I'm out of room. Okay, so now you can see I have it together. Now you simply pull it off. Pull it off and then stretch it out, and then you have a right side out tube. And then it is a wrinkled up total mess and you have to press it. Then you have to top stitch all around it. Okay, so I'm going to work on this a little longer. This is the neckties. I figured the waist ties are probably fine, so I'm starting with the neckties to see if they're going to work. You know, they want to attach them clear under here, which is just ridiculous. It's just going to pull the apron. I don't understand that. But I'm going to work on it, and I'll be back. And I wanted to show you, I finished those two child charity quilts yesterday, and I took pictures of them for Terry. But I'll show them to you, the pictures. One of them I decided was for a little girl. One of them I decided was for a little boy. Now the one for the little girl, I happened to have a butterfly pattern that I could use on it. So right here's the little girl, front and back. So then the next one I decided was going to be for a little boy. And so I had a design that had trucks. Quilting, what do you call them when they go into your quilt path? Your computer. Computerized digital design that was trucks. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll put trucks on here. Well, I was very disappointed when I got the trucks all done. Number one, Jeffrey told me those are going to take forever to sew out. I said, oh, it's just a little quilt. It took 30 minutes for it to go across one row. It just took forever. But it turned out okay. It looks fine on the front, but the back has those eyelash things. You'll see them. Let me show you a picture of that right here. Here's the little boy's trucks. Yes, I checked the stitches. I stuck my head upside down underneath the long arm and I checked the stitches. And the stitches looked just fine. But I didn't realize that when it got to the details of the truck and it was doing the wheels and the fenders and all of the windows and all those little things, that it was doing eyelashes, and I could not see that on the edges of the quilt. So Becky said if I wash it, the eyelashes will go away. So I hope Becky's right about that. Let me work on this apron some more and I'll be back, and this is it. So many of you said you had it, so many said you had problems. It's McCalls 6479. For those of you who haven't done this before and you're new seamstresses, I'm going to show you how I'm edge stitching this tie. See here? You sew all the way down both sides across the point and back the other side. I'm going to show you how I do that where it works a good way, okay? For me. So, I am using a foot. Let me show it to you. I'm using a foot that has this little bar in the middle of it. There's a little bar right in the center. And that bar sticks down so it's flat on the top of your sewing table. And so you can ride your fabric up next to that bar. And it keeps it super, super straight. And then you can move the needle in or out, close, far away. Most machines now, you have the ability to move the needle. Now I have my even feed feature. You don't have to have that, but if you have it, it's wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to start up here at the upper edge. I'm going to start up here, so all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, turn, go across the point, turn, and go all the way up the other way, up the other way, up the other way. Okay? So let's go, Joe. Let me see, is it the right way toward the point? Yes, it is. Now, when I sewed this tie together, it had these little sticky outy things that when you folded them together, it showed where the seam line was. The seam line was definitely 5/8 inch on that. Look at me fly. Isn't that fun? You can just go as fast as you can because you're just using that little bar in the middle. You want me to get you closer? Even closer? Let me see if I can. A lot of these things I don't know until I edit. And pretty soon I'll show you that. So see this bar? There's the bar right there. And I'm just riding the side of this tie right up next to it. It can't go past it because it's in the way. Now when you get to the tip, you go real slow and you go to where you think you're supposed to be. And I think I'm a little bit past where I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to go back one. I'm going to turn it. Now, when you turn, the flat edge of whatever you're on now, I'm on the point, the flat edge has to butt up against that bar. Then you'll know your stitches are the same. Let's turn it and see. Now see, it won't butt up to the bar yet. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do one more stitch. Then I'm going to turn it. Now it butts up to the bar. So here we go. Yay, look at that. Look at that, my friends. It went one stitch over right there, but I'll bet Terry will still be my friend. Isn't this wonderful? Remember, what are your best tools? What are your best tools? Even though they're 70 years old and they don't look too great, they're still your best tools, your hands. See my fingers? I'm holding this here. I'm guiding this here. Use your hands. Cut. Remove, and look at that. Isn't that lovely? And there's the point. There, that shows real good. There you go. See, and you saw how fast I went, and look at how perfect it is. Oh my gosh, don't you just love to sew? All right, the ties, I started out with them over here where they are supposed to go. One tie goes here and one tie goes here. I put them on there and this thing was out like this on me. Dolly Parton boobs. Just crazy. So I moved the straps in to the edges of the collar. So now I have to figure out what to do about the extra on the sides. I know 5/8 inch is going to come off each of them, and maybe they can just stick out a little bit. But I really like the apron. I know it's major cute. So I got to put the ties on for the back and move these straps in, narrow the edges, and then I think we'll have a usable apron. I'll have to hem all the way around it, but I'll probably use my rolled hem in orange. Yeah, I'll bet that's what I'll do, but we'll see because I have to go fix lunch for me and for Sideburns. But I'll be back. Who'd like to guess how many hours I've been working on this lovely garment? Let me see, we're going on 4 hours. 4 hours, except for lunch. Yes. I've decided this is not going to Tara Bear. She just called. She just now called. She said, so can I come over and get those quilts? I said, no. She said, really? I said, I'm working on somebody's birthday present. She said, oh, okay. Well, we'll come over later. This thing is the biggest nightmare. This is the hardest thing I've ever made. Oh, I am telling you. Hardest thing to make it according to the pattern directions. Let's put it that way. Very, very surely the seam allowances should be 5/8 inch. Absolutely. But it says 1/2 inch. Then I want you to show me on this pattern where it tells you what to do with the waist ties. It doesn't tell you anywhere at all what to do with the waist ties. Fortunately, I know what to do with the waist ties, but what if you didn't? If a beginner sewer started with this thing, oh, I'll just make an apron. An apron will be easy. I tell you, they throw up their hands, take their sewing machine to the Goodwill, and take up knitting and crochet. I tell you, a horrible, horrible pattern. So anyway, I'm making it to fit me now. It's not going to look good on Terry anyway. I've decided it's too bright. But I am putting bust darts in it. See the bust darts? Or it just gapes over here on the side. So it's going to have bust darts. This is going to be sewn together as a loop and just go over my head, or I'll put Velcro. I can't stand ties up on my neck and in my hair. It drives me crazy. I can't stand that. So it's going to be Velcro in the back, and then the ties will still tie right here. Is this my bow? Does my bow look like a bow? There we go. There's the bow in the back. Now I don't mind that tie. You know, you need that for your ever-expanding waist, so that's not a problem. But up here at my head, I just want to put it over my head. That's the way I like it. So this is going to be my apron now. I'll show it to Terry. She'll say, oh, I'm so glad you didn't give me that. The bust darts aren't going to be where her bust is. The waist isn't going to be where her waist is. So this has just got to be my apron, okay? No problem. We're going to start over on Terry because look what I found in my stash. I just happen to have a brand spanking new, store-bought, terry color apron. So I am going to find some kind of a cooking embroidery something or other and embroider it on this apron. And I'm going to give her this apron instead of this apron. And this pattern is going back not in the recycle bin. It's going in the take the trash out to the trash can bin. Horrible, horrible pattern. I'm telling you. Okay? So, I'm not even going to finish this. I'm going to start on Terry's green apron now. And so we'll see how that one turns out. I did just go downstairs to do something. I don't remember what. Check the wash or something. And there was a box that Jerry had brought in from UPS or FedEx or whoever left it there. And it was all of the really nice Pioneer Woman things. I won't say what, since she might watch this, but they came. So I'm super excited. They're brand new, beautiful. So they're here. I'm going to make her this green apron, and then the other apron that I ordered, if it's pretty and I like it, I'll put it with this one. And then she'll have 2 new aprons. And then I always make her some kind of jewelry. So I don't know, maybe I'll make her some green earrings she can wear with this apron. I don't know. Oh my goodness, she's probably thinking, please don't make me any more jewelry. I'm gonna have to give her one of those jewelry things like I have. Hey, maybe I'll put that in. I have an extra one. Maybe I'll put that in. Wonder if she'd like that. We shall see, Bumblebee. Okay, I have to go. That's all for today, except, did I say anywhere in this video, congratulations to Debbie Howell, who won the Pickles quilt. Congratulations, I'm super excited for you. I will get it in the mail as soon as Jerry and I go into town. And today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday, we will probably go into town on Monday. We'll probably need something by then. So, I'll get it out as soon as I can. So, this is all I'm going to say to you today, because this is as far as I'm going to go on this never-ending apron pattern. Seems like there was something else. Somebody asked me something. Somebody asked me something, and I thought, oh, I have to be sure and tell them. Oh, did you see my lightning fast mind kick in? I was asked about the Jeffery class. There's a Jeffery class, and I'm making the half square triangle quilt for the Jeffery class. The problem is, in order to take the Jeffery class, you have to fly to California and go to his APQS showroom. Well, I'm not doing that. So one of these days, Jeffrey's coming here. So I am going to get my quilt made up to be ready for that. Now we're going to film that. We are going to make a tutorial video. And I don't know if Jeff's just going to give it to people or if he's going to sell it to people. I'll pay whatever he charges for it if he does. Well, I still need the video, oh yeah. Even though I'm the one that helped him make it. Aren't these pockets nice? I ought to make my own. Somebody said, why don't you just make your own pattern? I should. Wouldn't it be nice to have one that really fits you right? Jeff sent me 2 photographs of 2 different quilts that were done in that class. So I don't know if he quilted these out or if one of his students quilted them out, but they're just gorgeous, and you're not going to believe this is a beginning quilting class. I will show you the 2 pictures he sent me right here. 1 and 2. Guess what? Guess what? The most exciting thing. Guess what? Oh, I should make it be a contest. I bet nobody would ever guess it. I bet nobody would ever guess it in a trillion years. Guess what our latest pet is? Our latest pet, we can't touch it or play with it, but it's in our yard all the time. And I named it Charlie this morning. And it's our latest pet. We had a pet years ago that came here, and it was a baby armadillo. And for some reason, he was retarded or had brain damage or something. I don't know, but you know, armadillos aren't supposed to come out in the daytime. And he was in our yard every day, just this little bitty baby armadillo. So I sent a picture of it to my daughter. And I said, this is our new dog, Armor All. She said, you're insane, Mother. Well, we all know that. Okay, so that was our dog, Armor All. So this is our newest pet. You know, we live in the woods. This is our newest pet, and his name is Charlie. Hey, why don't you tell me what kind of pet you think Charlie is? I think that'd be fun. What will you get if you guess it? Nothing? Oh my. All right, that's it for today, my friends. I'll be back soon.